What's up, guys? We're Hunter Steve here, Team Lions Main. Only the people coolest hair allowed here. Before I start the video, I'd like to thank all of our Patreons who supported us on Patreon. Exactly 0 people. Alright, we don't have Patreon. Alright, let's get right into this. So this is going to be my April ban list prediction. Well, to start off with the April predictions, I don't think it's going to be coming out in April because today it's April 28th. And it said it's going to be coming out no sooner than. So it's probably most likely going to be coming out in May, so we're probably going to be just calling this the May ban list predictions. But we all know that this is a great format that we're in right now. We all like it. Really diverse. A bunch of rogue decks are able to be able to see some light and get some competitive play that they probably wouldn't have been able to in most other formats. But I mean, that's pretty good. That's really fun. Being able to have so many decks to be able to choose from. Just makes the game honestly a lot more fun. You can do what you want, you have your own strategies and everything. But even with that, with everything mostly balanced out, a lot of decks being able to have a lot of competitive play, there's obviously some strategies and things that need to be kept in balance and things that need to be taken care of. So that's really all we're going to be talking about. We're not going to be doing any sort of things we need to see off the ban list, because I personally feel that the ban list is really good as it is right now. Rip Stratos, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happened if he came back. That'd be pretty cool, but I guess there's that. But first thing, obviously we all know Pendulum FTK. Just straight up ban the Independent Nightingale. Nobody really uses it other than the Pendulum FTK. Its Pendulum on its own is too consistent. They're able to get it off too much. Konami just doesn't like FTKs in any way. They always try to just get rid of them, so that's probably going to be gone most likely. We all know that. And that's really the only card that I see being banned. There's not much being problematic right now that needs to seriously be taken into check. But for limited, obviously Astrograph Sorcerer, it's not really going to be much of a hit, just limiting him. It makes it a little bit harder for them to continuously loop them, because if he's on the field they have to destroy him to be able to get him back into his hand, just summon him and get another copy of something that they want. But you can still loop him. He's way too easily searchable with Electromite. So him at 1, it'll be fine, honestly. You shouldn't really be too upset about that being limited, because 1 copy is really all you need, because you could just keep using him over and over again. Next up we have Darkworm. The only deck that really runs a lot of this is Pendulum Magicians. Most of the decks that use Darkworm only run him as a 1-of, so that's not really going to be doing anything to them. But Darkworm, just having replaced Skullcrobat Joker, being at 1, they have to make decisions of whether they want to run a bunch of dead copies of Dragonshine and Foolish Burial, just to see their 1 Darkworm getting sent to grave and being able to set up their plays from there. Because already without it, it's super consistent on its own. We all know Pendulum Magicians being the most consistent deck out there right now. I personally play them a lot, it's pretty fun. But it's not really going to detriment them too much. So yeah. And then we have the Gem Knight Lady Lapis Lazuli being limited at 1, because it's not going to stop the... It will stop the FTK, but instead of just banning it and taking away from other Gem Knight players who just kind of play it as a card that they like to play, then yeah, it'd still be able to be useful for them, but it takes down a lot of potential for the Gem Knight FTK. So there's that. And we have Scapegoat coming in at limited, because just being able to get a free Firewall Dragon, or just multiple Proxy Dragons, or just spamming the field with whatever Link monsters, because we all know that it's a good defense, it's a good offense, just all around a great card. The OCG already limited, I'm pretty sure, and they're doing fine, so it's not going to be too bad. We all know Scapegoat, overpowered. It used to be a super junky card, now it's seeing some play and it's being really abused. Just being limited will not cut off all play from it, but it'll be a nice saucy one-of to have in your deck, like that Raigeki or Monster Reborn. And then semi-limited, I honestly think Electromite should be semi-limited, because the Pendulum Magician deck seriously abuses it, but I don't feel it should be any lower than semi-limited, because that would be taking away from other decks like Heavy Metal Foes, who actually is part of the archetype, who can really use it to benefit them, or really any other Pendulum deck that wouldn't be too viable without it. But semi-limiting it doesn't hurt really many Dark Pendulum decks at all, including Pendulum Magicians. It just gives them one less copy, but I feel semi-limiting it is good because they still have Supreme King, Starving Venom, which can copy his effects from Grave even if they wanted to. So it'd be good to, I don't know, call by the Grave or DD Crow, their Electromite, so that they can't do that, and then they won't be able to copy it anymore. That's kind of a good strategy, I guess, but just semi-limiting it so that they don't have 6 copies of Electromite basically in their extra deck. I feel it'd be good. And then Trickstar Reincarnation, yeah, don't really have to say much about that. It's honestly one of their best cards, just being able to summon out another Trickstar and then doing burn damage on top of that. They already do so much burn damage, especially against super viable competitive fast decks like Zodiacs. So just semi-limiting it, it's going to take away from certain potential abuse, but it's not going to completely have some people just not play it. It's still going to see a lot of play if it gets semi-limited. It's still going to be good if it's semi-limited. It's still going to be really good. But any lower than 2, that's a little too much, because at 3 it's still not too bad, but they can still really take advantage of the Trickstar Reincarnation. Alright, and then for this next section, I didn't really know what to put these as, so I just put this as limited or semi-limited, because honestly they could be really either one of these. First off, I want to talk about Card of Demise. So personally, I view it as just an all-around better version of Graceful Charity, and that card has been banned for a very long time and for obvious reasons, but for some reason Card of Demise is unlimited. They reprinted it. It's seeing so much play, just being able to completely abuse it, draw 3, you just set full back row, you're good, you don't have to discard any cards. It's completely abusive, whereas Graceful Charity you have to immediately discard cards. So I don't see why they have Graceful Charity banned and Card of Demise unlimited. Honestly, I feel it should be the other way around, just having to immediately discard cards instead of just being able to abuse it and set back row and set up plays. Make sure you have no cards in your hand, or have cards in your hand that you don't mind throwing away to the grave. Which the same argument can be made with Graceful Charity, but then decks like True Draco and everything can't completely abuse it, its power, because they don't even special summon, so it's not a drawback at all. Speaking of, Diagram and Masterpiece. OCG does not have them at 3. We still do. OCG's doing fine with them, not at 3. So I don't know why we still have them at 3. We all hate that Masterpiece. It's a really good card. Sorry, super hard to get rid of, unless you're running Blue Eyes, obviously. But they can still pop your cards and everything. But being a 2950 body, a lot of cards can still attack over it. Still pretty problematic. But semi-limiting it, sorry, I feel like that would be more the way to go, because just having one copy of Masterpiece if that copy just gets like kaiju'd or anything, or like super simple, just being tributed, then they really don't have much they can do for that. They're just kind of screwed when their one masterpiece is gone. So when it's semi-limited, I feel like having that one extra copy available to them would be super helpful. So with Dragonic Diagram, it's really good. It's really good. So that's why I think it should be limited. But I don't think it should be limited. And I feel it should be semi-limited because a lot of other decks are able to take use of it that they usually wouldn't be able to see really any competitive light without the field spell, because it just helps out so much being able to pop a card on the field, possibly being able to search something like True Draco Dinos, something like that. Dragonic Diagram really helps them out. They don't abuse it too much. They don't abuse it really as much at all as True Draco Demise does. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about those two, or Card Demise, honestly. I don't really know what to put them at. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they just banned Card Demise outright, because Graceful Charity's a thing. They're pretty much the same card. Because honestly, when you play Card Demise, you're going to be drawing 3. When you play Graceful Charity, you're going to be drawing 3. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, thanks for watching.